Good morning.
So I am Toastmaster Shiri, your Sergeant at Arms, and I welcome you all to the Invictus Toastmasters Club. And this is meeting number 559. Every Toastmasters meeting is a perfect conference, and today is no exception. All people connected across places on the time. So, one huge round of applause for all of us needed. Today, I would like to start with a powerful idea, the Pygmalion effect. The Pygmalion effect. This term, introduced by Robert and Jacobson in their 1968 book, Pygmalion in the Classroom. The simple meaning of this term, the Pygmalion effect, is if you truly believe in someone, they start believing in themselves and their performance improves. And in the same way, here at Toastmaster, our core values, our mission, our housekeeping rules are built on belief. And as your sergeant at arms, it is my duty and my honor to describe all the things to you, to guide through them. Number one, core values. We have four shining core values: integrity, excellence, respect, service. And the mission of Toastmaster is to provide a positive and supportive learning environment to its members, means all of us, to develop our communication and leadership skills. And now, housekeeping rules. Housekeeping rule number one is, as Toastmaster, we never discuss topic like sex, politics, and religion. Please refrain from speaking when others are speaking. And we all have one, maybe two mobile phones. Please keep it on silent mode. Online friends, please add TM guest before your name and role next to your name for easy identification. And please mute your mic if you are not speaking, and please keep your cameras on while you are speaking. And next point, please clap wholeheartedly after every performance, because appreciation is Toastmasters culture. Next, handshake. Handshake is a must when coming on and off the stage. First handshake means, yes, all the best. Second handshake means, yes, you have done a very good job, well done. Right? And last point, if you have any technical problem, please feel free to contact our tech master or host of the meeting. And now it is time to welcome someone who truly reflects the spirit of Pygmalion effect. By profession, she is a medical content manager, and by passion, she is a dedicated research scholar, a voracious reader, and a proud Triple Crown Award recipient. And she believes in bringing out the best in others. She is our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sangeeta. Please give a big round of applause.
Good morning, my dear Invictans and dear guests. Welcome to the 559th meeting of Invictus Toastmasters. Let me share this with you. Each Saturday, when our Sa introduces me, my hands get cold because she's also leading by the same example, upholding my spirit, telling me who I am, and she's also helping each one of us. I remember we actually shared this phrase with each other and to other members in the group. And it is so amazing to see that people are understanding what we uphold. And when I checked the messages yesterday evening, the way everyone was pulling everyone up is something that was my dream. And I really want to thank you all. As I checked the message in the morning or in yesterday evening, I found one thing common. Let me ask you something. What would you choose? Work-life balance or priorities? You can shout and say.
Priorities.
Shout and say.
Work-life balance.
What about online members?
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
Okay, when I say work-life balance, your work can also be coming to Toastmasters. Your work can also be improving yourself. Now, whether it's work-life balance or priorities. The question is, how would you define work? Is it just the corporate work, or is the work is something that you also do within yourself, or you also improve yourself? Therefore, I'm not saying work-life balance is a sham. I'm just stating how priorities takes place. And here we are. For example, Toastmaster Shireen, she's already a SAP, but she take another role because she knows the priorities. She could have said, no, I've already taken a role. And at this last moment, I need a balance approach. And each one of you, I know for sure, if I would have asked any of you, you would have taken another role. For example, Tanishq, he also shared the role of host. And I suggested, let's have one role for each because we have a great strength. And if I would have asked him again, he would have taken the role. Therefore, what I understand in each one of you is you guys are just saying work-life balance, but it is always the priorities that you have set up. And thank you for that. And we have a speechathon today. I'm really excited to hear everyone's speech. And I'm also scared for my speech because I would be sharing something very hard-hitting to you. And let's see if you can take it. Therefore, let's not wait. And I'm grateful for all the guests who have come here. So I would want introduction of all the guests that are here. And do we have guests here? Yes. Please come and share your name, what do you do, and how you came to know about Toastmasters. We can start from you, sir. Please. So, yeah, you can start.
First of all, thank you for inviting me here to introduce myself. My name is Mohammad Azam, and I am a data scientist by profession. I joined Toastmasters back in college for 2 days, unfortunately. So this is my attempt to again improve my communication skills and leadership skills, and to make new connections. That's all.
Thank you so much. And let's see if you can come every week and you find yourself whether you are improving or not. Now we have another. Please come.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayushi and I'm an MSc Economics student and I study in the UK, but I'm just visiting for a while to my family. And I get really anxious when I speak and I start to stutter, so I thought this could be a good way to improve my communication and not get anxious when I speak. And I found this through Instagram, so I thought, why not, let's visit. And I've attended a few online sessions as well. And today I decided to visit in person. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for attending, and we'll ask your feedbacks later. Okay, now we have Shraddha Gupta. Could you switch on your camera if you're comfortable and give your introduction?
First of all, hello, and I'm really sorry I can't open my camera because I'm traveling. It might hamper my bandwidth and I might not be able to stay connected. But hi everyone, this is Shraddha. I'm based in Surat. I am an HR professional and I work in a public sector company. And since a lot of my work involves talking to people, listening to people, being a good listener, being a good communicator, I felt that there is a need to keep learning communication, practicing communication, and I think this was a platform I thought I could connect with you all and have opportunity to talk and to keep improving. But also at the same time, I promise you guys that I would join with my cameras on from the next session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shraddha. And we'll be hoping that you join us soon. And let's begin our meeting and call our host of the day. That's Toastmaster Ashima. Toastmaster Ashima, the stage is yours. Toastmaster Ashima, you are on mute.
Sorry. Okay, am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's speech hackathon. A speech hackathon is not just about delivering speeches. It's about learning through feedback, growth through reflection, and confidence through repetition. Before we begin, I request all speakers to relax, enjoy the experience, and remember this is a supportive learning space. To start our speech-a-thon, I invite our journal evaluator who will share what to observe and listen for today's speeches. Before we begin our speeches, every high performance driver needs a skilled navigator. Our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Yuvraj, he is a car passionate powerhouse from Invictus Toastmaster Club, a triple crown winner who knows how to drive excellence and keeps every performance on track. Let's welcome Toastmaster Yuvraj to take the wheel of today's evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Yuvraj.
Feedback is a breakfast of all the champions. So I am Toastmaster Yuvraj, playing the role of the general evaluator. Why this role is important? So that I can provide the feedback to the members for their personal growth and development. So I will not evaluate the overall meeting. I have a tag team of 4 Ox role players: timer, accountant, listener, and grammarian. Firstly, I would like to call the grammarian of today's meeting, it is Toastmaster Jagdish.
Thank you, General Development. Hello, everyone. I am Jagdish. I am playing the role of grammarian today. I'll be listening to each and every speeches here and will be noting down all the proper and improper grammar. So it's my responsibility for this meeting as a grammarian. It's my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day here is confluence, right? It means coming together of ideas, people, event, and stream to create something more powerful and meaningful. The uses can be Toastmaster is a confluence of leadership, learning, and communication. A great speech is a confluence of storytelling, structure, and emotion. Yeah, I'll be sharing my report during the general evaluation. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagdish. Now I would like to call the timer of today's meeting, it is Toastmaster Aman.
Thank you, Toastmaster, the general evaluator. I'm the timer for today's meeting, and I'll be timing the entire meeting, but particularly the prepared speeches, the evaluations, and the table topics. So, starting with the prepared speeches, we have lots of speakers today. So, for speakers who have the time limit of 6 minutes, mainly Toastmaster Risal and Anmol, I'll be showing the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. For the speakers having time limit of 7 minutes, mainly Toastmaster Shireen, Laksh, and Deepak, I'll be showing the green card at 5 minutes and yellow card at 6 minutes and the red card at 7 minutes. Please note that you have 30 seconds, so please be on either side. Now coming to the evaluations, the time limit is standard, that is 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I'll be showing the red card, and I'll be holding it till you finish. Please note Here also you have grace period of 30 seconds on the other sides. And finally, last but not the least, the fun segment, the table topics. For this, we have time limit of 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll be holding the red card. Please note that there is only grace period of 30 seconds on the upper side, not on the lower side for the table topics. At the end, I'll be coming back and presenting my review. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Now I would like to call the R counter of today's meeting and Toastmaster Sharon.
Hello everyone. Hello online friends. Today's meeting is perfect confluence of so many voices with different beautiful ideas. So I am here as a counter today, and my role is to listen carefully what filler words are and filler sounds are. So my questions are 3 questions I will ask. One question number 1 is, what is filler words? Anyone raise your hand? Filler words. Yes.
Unwanted words that we put in our sentence, which hampers the quality of our speech.
Right. Like you know. And what is filler sounds? Anyone? Raise your hand. Yes.
When we start things, we use these kinds of words,
Yes.
and it makes us more anxious, and then sometimes we forget the speech.
Right. So what is filler words and filler sound? We know that. So how to overcome this problem? We must use, how do you overcome this problem? Anyone who want to say? Yes. Pauses. So I would like to say all of you that I implore actually, please use well-placed pause instead of filler words or filler sounds. That will more your that will make your message more beautiful. So I will be here again towards the end of the meeting and give my report. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon, for explaining the role. Now I would like to call the listener of today's meeting as Toastmaster Sunny.
Hello everyone. Even the devil in hell would appreciate you if you listen to him carefully. So I would like to hello everyone. I am the listener today, and I'll be jotting down facts, quotes, and anecdotes that speakers would be using throughout their speeches. So at the end of this session, I'll be conducting a very interesting quiz between online participants and offline participants, and let's see who will win. Over to General evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny, for explaining the role. Now I will come up with my report at the end. To sum up, I would like to say that general evaluation is a confluence of my 4 Ox role players: timer, R counter, listener, grammarian, over the host of today's meeting, Toastmaster Ashima.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yuvraj. Okay, so before I invite our first speaker, I would like to call upon the speech evaluator for this speech. May I request Toastmaster Ajay, the evaluator for Toastmaster Sharon, to please share the speech objectives? Toastmaster Ajay, yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
Over to you.
Today. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Once again, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, okay. I love the energy, by the way. It has to be. Okay. You see, everybody wants to influence people, but nobody wants to influence the person who's in front. I think that's the main thing that we need to take care of, actually. Today, I am the evaluator of Toastmaster Stream. No. Okay. My guided journey is toilet. By the way, speech title. Her speech title is My Guided Journey: Pathways, Persuasive Influence. Project level 2. Project 3. Speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The objective of the speech is to highlight the importance of mentoring in Toastmasters. Yeah. Importance of mentoring in Toastmasters. It shows how a mentor's guidance helps to build confidence and communication skills. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. Now it's my pleasure to invite our first speaker, Toastmaster Shirin, our Sergeant at Arms. She loves learning new things and firmly believes that growth is a lifelong journey. She continues to learn, involve, and add value to everyone around her. Please welcome Toastmaster Shirin. Toastmaster Shirin, uh, guide my guided journey, Toastmaster Shirin. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashim. So, hello everyone, once again. Hello, online friends. My guided journey. Before I start my speech, I would like to tell you two questions. Listen it and think about it. Have you ever entered into a new place feeling nervous and unsure? And have you ever met someone who believe in you before you believe in yourself? My dear friend, that is mentoring in Toastmaster is all about. So Toastmaster has a wonderful culture, beautiful culture of mentorship. Here, a mentor shares their experiences and wisdom, and mentee, the protege, gains confidence and direction. So when guidance, support, and the willingness to learn come together, it becomes a perfect confluence. So here I would like to share my guided journey as a protege here in Toastmaster. How my mentors transform my growth. So when I first time joined Toastmaster as a guest, like you both people come here, the word of the day that day was, any guesses? Today's conference, exuberant. And that word, exuberant, perfectly describes the room. Smiles everywhere and warm handshake everywhere. And I immediately felt a sense of rapport with the people around me. Yes, online friends, I immediately felt an intrinsic connection to the people around me. And then came the prepared speeches by Toastmaster Pamela and Toastmaster Rishika. I listened and wondered, will I ever be speak like this? And I was trying to understand how Toastmaster works. Then came most interesting and slightly scariest part of the meeting. Any guesses? Yes. Table topic. And my name. My heart was racing. Good. Very good entry. My heart was racing and my mind went blank. But table topic master that day was Toastmaster Anuri. And he guided me calmly and even-handedly. Thank you, Toastmaster Anuri. And yes, and then one sweet, gentle voice came from my right side, saying, "We want to listen from you, Shirin." That was Toastmaster Nivedita. And yes, after listening that encouraging words, I spoke, not perfectly, but bravely. And at that moment, I realized something intrinsic within me, a natural desire to grow and express myself. And some few weeks later, after returning from my Goa visit, I officially joined Toastmaster. And I'm blessed with a wonderful mentor, Toastmaster Rishika. She explained me everything. She guided me. She corrected me. And most importantly, she believed in me. She taught me, she reminded me that Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is confidence. And my first role was timer's role. And Toastmaster Shraddha, our constant guiding force. She helped me and supported me at every step. Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha. And because her encouragement gave me the credence, the trust that I could do well. And then came icebreaker. And nervousness returned. And then once again, my mentor, Toastmaster Rishika, Toastmaster Shraddha, Toastmaster Anmol, Toastmaster Yuvraj, Toastmaster Visha, Toastmaster Tanish, every Toastmaster stepped in. And one beautiful saying, diamond is a piece of gold that did well under pressure. And Toastmaster gave me that pressure. Thank you so much for that. Toastmaster has a beautiful culture, I already said. This is the fraternity. This is the fraternity of this beautiful that we learn from everyone. We learn from everyone. And I'm continue learning from all of you. The Toastmaster, Toastmaster Aman, Toastmaster Sangeeta, Toastmaster Deepak, everyone, I'm learning from you. Thank you so much for that. One beautiful saying, John C. Maxwell once said, one of the most beautiful compliment you can give someone is to say that you help us grow. They help us grow. And so in the end, I would like to leave you with 3 takeaways. And it is my request to all of you that please repeat after me. Number 1, mentorship builds belief.
Mentorship will believe.
Second, growth takes time and guidance.
Growth takes time and guidance.
Third point, Toastmaster is a journey, not a competition.
Toastmasters is a journey, not a
Journey, not a
competition.
competition.
So friends, this is my guided journey. Thank you so much all of you for listening. Thank you so much online friends. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashima.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shirin. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Shirin for sharing her guided journey with us? Now, I would request Timer to give us a minute to write a feedback for her in the guest group. And please do let me know when 1 minute is over.
ठीक है
Thank you so much. Now it's time for our second speech. Before I call our second speaker, I would like to call upon the speech evaluator for the speech. May I request Toastmaster Rajinder, the evaluator for Toastmaster Sangeeta, to please share the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashima. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, guests, and online members. Today, I have chosen the role of evaluator for Toastmaster Sangeeta's speech. Her speech details are presentation pathway, level 4, project 1. Speech objective is managing a difficult audience. Title, before you pop the next pill. Duration will be 10 to 15 minutes. I will be evaluating her speech on various parameters like
confidence, clarity, stage presence, audience awareness, eye contact, vocal variety, comfort level, impact, and pace. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajendra. Now it's my pleasure to invite our second speaker. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Sangeeta, the president of our club and a master of many roles she plays in our club. She believes that meaningful growth begins with honest realizations, the moment when clarity changes direction. Please welcome Toastmaster Sangeeta to the stage. Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashima.
Yeah.
Before the timer begins, my timing, yes. So, can everyone see it?
Yes.
Or should I remove this?
It's fine.
It's fine. Because I would need a tall people to do that.
You have to remove it entirely then.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. The time can start now. Good morning. Oh, good noon, everyone. Let me ask a question to all of you. And I need everyone to answer this because my speech is not just a speech, but it is more of an awareness that I want to portray here today. How many of you take PCM or paracetamol tablets? Sometimes, no time, rarely. Just raise your hands. And I also want to see online members. Everyone, right? Have you ever seen what's written behind the tablet? Anyone? Sorry? Hey, share. Before that, let me ask a few pills that comes to your mind other than paracetamol.
Sangeeta, can we move to the full screen mode?
Okay.
Yeah, I understand you are talking about medicine, but
Yes.
we would like to see the medicine in full mode.
Screen. How?
How? Display settings.
Okay, because I can see the full screen.
Yeah, for online members, it's maybe the screen share is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
My timer is ticking.
Pause it for now.
Thank you so much as background. Toastmaster Deepak, could you state how much you can see this slide?
We can see the presenter mode, not the full screen mode. So you have to click
display settings, swap presenter view and slideshow.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, now full screen. Thank you.
So I'll just remove this because this is okay. Everyone has seen this. Now let me ask a few tablets or pills or syrup that comes to your mind. It can also be protein powder. Yes.
Monday LC.
That's banned. That's banned.
No.
That's banned. That is good. Not it doesn't work for everyone because there are 3 drugs that doesn't work together. Sorry? Cetirizine and levocetirizine has the same function. The only thing is cetirizine looks like this, levocetirizine looks like this. Anyone from online?
Calpol.
Okay, that is still not banned because it also has a paracetamol and acetaminophen. Anyone else who would like to share? Okay, let me read what is written, and for online members, I'll also share why it is not swapping. Okay. Please read. I'll also read for in person who are here. Overdose of paracetamol may be injurious to health or liver. Another thing, taking more than daily dose of paracetamol or 4000 mg may cause serious liver damage, allergic reaction, swelling of face, mouth and throat, difficulty in breathing, itching or rashes. And how many of you who revere your favorite doctors who suggest take 3 pills a day when you are having fever? Yes, I know majority of the doctors suggest don't go for 500, go for 650. 650 into 3 times. Can you understand what happens to your liver? I am sure everyone knows where your liver is. I also know something that you might not know. Your liver has or functions at least 500 different things every single day. 500 different functions or 500 vital functions and one organ. And you are popping a pill like a gummy, telling, hey, you overworked employee, please do this for me. Let me share what happens when you take anything, whether it's a pill or it's a biscuit. Because I am speaking, I cannot take it. I'll take a little bite of it. I want everyone to take a little bite of a biscuit that I have given. And for online members, if you can take anything in your mouth, put it in your mouth. Let me share what happens. It could be a grain of salt. It could be a grain of sugar as well. Anything, if you can find. It could also be water. Let me share what happens when you take anything. The first thing is the sense. Sense of what? Taste. So now you might be feeling, okay, it's sweet in taste. For some of you, it could be like a little bit salty is there. For someone, it could also be, it's flour. But when we consume a pill or a tablet, what happens is, the first thing is what we call as ADME. First is absorption. Your digestion starts inside your mouth. The pill that you have just taken on your tongue has started to digest. Why? Because if you see below your tongue, it's what do you see below your tongue? It's actually a confluence of blood vessels and capillaries. The first thing that happens is absorption. Absorption where? In your mouth. Then distribution. When it goes to your stomach, what happens? The tablet breaks down. For example, paracetamol, it breaks down into small pieces. And the stomach has acid. It's like, hello, I don't understand anything. I'm just going to digest and send everything to the small intestines. In small intestines, we have finger-like structures who does exactly like this. The food comes or the tablet comes. It's like, hello, go. I don't want you. But we also have what we see under our tongue, exactly the same way we also have in our intestines, blood vessels, capillaries that absorbs. And then the liver is like, hello, I'm going to give you some bile juices and I'm going to make your intestines a little bit alkaline. Why? Because stomach is acidic, liver is alkaline. And I'm 100% sure you all have studied basic and acid in class 10th because we all have memorized it. And what happens is the liver is like, okay, wait. This is not natural. This is synthetic. What I'm going to do? I'll break down into small atoms, small molecules. How? With the help of enzymes. What are those? What are enzymes? First of all, let me share. Enzymes are proteins that speeds up the process. For example, if you're third wheeling, there is a couple and you like a person and you have to third wheel, you will have to react as an enzyme. Right? Now, if you do not react as an enzyme, it's your loss. Therefore, to speed up the process, what would you do? You would suggest this person is not good. And to the other person, this person is a cheater. And here, you became an enzyme. Similarly, our liver also sends a lot of enzymes. I may not use technical jargons right now because definitely not everyone is aware. I would suggest the easy way. So the liver metabolizes everything. Whatever you give, the liver will make into small bits and pieces so that your body recognizes. Again, an example. If a thief comes to your home, what would you say? No. But what if the thief is your best friend? And still you pop this thing like gummies. The actual dose that you should be popping once if you have fever, and that also 500 mg, not 650. 650 is banned. Yes, I have a license to take any of you and do clinical trials, but I also have an oath that I will not misuse it. Therefore, I'm sharing this with you. After metabolism, what happens is excretion. Yes, this one tablet you can excrete in 24 hours, but your liver, the amount of work it has to do and go through is equivalent to 3 months. Imagine taking one tablet and a liver has to work like 3 months for it just to excrete it. Would you take this tablet now? Fever is a good thing. Fever is your body is acting like, hello, I have a lot of bacteria and pathogens. I need to burn them up. So I'm going to roast them. And what we do, take this. I don't want fever. It's kind of frustrating. I'm not able to do work. And this is where you should fight for work-life balance. This is your body is your priority. But are we doing it? No. How we are excreting? Definitely through urine, through stool, through sweat. And a lot of people are not even sweating. You might feel a little bit of sweat in this cold climate, or if you come here, definitely you will be sweating cold sweats. But that is not the kind of sweat we are talking about here. The sweats are actually metabolites. What are metabolites? The toxicities of these tablets. Okay, so this is just an easy way for everyone to understand like what is absorption, the distribution, metabolism, and excretion. I think so that is what I have already shared with everyone. And now, as a biochemist, whenever I look at a person, unconsciously I'm diagnosing every one of you. Trust me, I have diagnosed everyone what you have. So this is just a picture that, even your nail shape, colors, your feet, your expression, everything talks. And because I'm also talking about liver, have you seen people where they have this white pimple on their skin, but it's not going? It's actually not pimple, they are fats. They are fats, yes. How? We are not doing anything, our sedentary lifestyle, and we are shouting work-life balance, not balancing our enzymes, not balancing our hormones, not balancing ourselves. Therefore, when you look at a person, you actually understand what they are going through. Definitely, you don't have to be biochemists, but also their expression. For example, if a person has dark circles, they have not slept for a while or they have stress, right? Similarly, everything comes to your skin. Skin is your largest gland of your body. And therefore, it is the first barrier. Yes, anyone was speaking? I hope people will also speak because the project states so. Okay, as you know, the skin is the largest organ and it is the first line of defense. You have played chess, right? The front line, the pawns, they are your skin actually. They are guarding us. And then we apply retinol, this, that, without aggravating our root cause or knowing what the root cause is. The root cause is your gut, not your skin. Even if you apply UV, whatever you apply, UV skin, sunscreen, this, that, and anything, that will not be beneficial until and unless you keep your guts clean. And what you should ask your doctor, because if you go to a doctor and they suggest 3 pills per day or 3 pills of paracetamol per day, ask how long should I take this medications? What are the doses? Do I need it or can I rest? This is something that you should ask when you go to a doctor.
So, Sangeeta, I have a
Yes.
question. I have a question. You are saying
Yes.
so many things. What proof do you have these all things are true? Like
Okay.
taking medicines is not good for liver.
Absolutely. I do
Is there
have.
any research? Like you have not
Yes.
quoted any research till now.
Yeah, I needed to share the research, but I forgot to share the research here. But yes, if you check in NCBI, it's already in Google. Just check what are the side effects of the medications. If you take any medicine and you see a leaflet there, we call it a mono leaf. Every single thing is mentioned there. How many of us have actually read it? You only suggested once that every chemicals that we take has an effect. So why not these chemicals? And yes, I have a license to talk about this because I am actually researching in this. And majority of the side effects that we already have, we are not talking about it. The side effects is not just bloating and acid reflux. The side effects can also be death. Are we talking about that? If we read just behind it, a lot of drugs will have Schedule H or Schedule P drugs. That is something that we should not take it over the counter, but we actually get it. For example, benzodiazepines, medication for anxiety, is one such pill that we should not take over the counter, but we still take it. And that can
Sangeeta, I
actually
have a
kill you.
question, Sangeeta.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so you're saying we have to be cautious before we take medicines, but the majority of, at least in India, the population, they are not very educated, or they are not equipped to know all of this. So we come in this very creamy percentage. So how will they go about it? How do you suggest? Because they will just blindly trust the doctor. And are you saying that they should question the doctor when they do not even have access to basic other facilities? So how do they go about this?
I agree with
Absolutely.
Risal.
Okay, let me share something. When you buy a computer, what is the first thing that you do? You research, right?
Yes.
Or you just go and like, hey, I need this. We don't do that. Why not we research on our own bodies? Everything is written just behind it.
So if for
Everything.
example
Yes.
you mentioned about buying a computer, I am not in always an urgency to solve a problem. For me, if I am in suffering a disease or fever, I want to solve it immediately. Why would I spend time researching and all? I have to solve the problem. I am like as Risal mentioned. So if people have problem and they are not that educated, how would they go and research? Right? They would have like to just solve the problem immediately, get rid of the problem.
The solving doesn't come, you have to be mindful. It is your body. We are talking about life and death here. You can buy a wrong set of computers and the next day you can buy another set. What about your body? Can you get it back? And we are stating we don't have time to research on ourselves. We are blindly trusting. If you see the stock market of a hospital industry, you would understand that we actually need to research. And here I am stating this in front of these many people. Why won't you share the same message with the amount of people that you know? And with this technique, what will happen is we'll understand, we'll be aware of it. We are just compounding awareness.
So,
We have to be
Sangeeta,
mindful of our choices.
Sangeeta,
Yes.
sorry, you are asking us to research, but you didn't share any research till now.
And we need to research or question the
Because
morality of the medical industry.
I'm sorry, Risal, I couldn't hear.
We need to research or question the morality of the medicine industry.
Okay, let me share a research paper here itself. Okay, I think so. The screen has to be visible, right?
Yeah, it is visible. It is visible.
Okay, so I'll just go with Chrome, or what is this? Okay, Window Explorer. Let me share this. Because thank you for asking this. This is something people should be knowing. Okay. Side effects of paracetamol. NCBI. Because a lot of people say a lot of things, but we'll go with the authentic research papers that are published by scientists, not Wikipedia, where anyone can publish anything. So this is where each one of you, I would suggest, if doctors give you something, if you know someone, I am already there for you. If you want to understand the medications, you can go for it. Yeah, can you see? Safety and toxicity, we'll go with this. Okay. Can you see? Oh, gosh. How to do this? Yes. Long-term observation reported increased cardiovascular, that is heart, gastrointestinal, gastrointestinal is your GI tract, renal adversity is your kidneys, and especially in the high dosage cases of acute liver failure reported after accidental and unintentional overdose of paracetamol. It's the research paper that suggests. And yes, my time is over. Thank you.
Thanks, Sangeeta. And for those who are thinking why I interrupted so much, Sangeeta asked me to do that. Okay.
Sorry, Deepak, I couldn't understand.
So the objective of this speech was to handle the
Yes.
interruptions. That's why I was
Yes.
interrupting. Okay, I was helping.
Yeah. But that has to be anonymous. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangeeta, for such an insightful speech. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Sangeeta. Now, I would request Timer to give us a minute to share a valuable feedback in the guest group, and please let me know when one minute is over. Thank you, Toastmaster Tanish. Okay, so 1 minute is over. Yeah. So before I I invite a third speaker, I would like to call upon a speech evaluator for this speech. May I request Toastmaster Tanish, a master student in computer application and a cyber security enthusiast who believes in balancing focused learning with creative energy, to please share the speech objectives of the Toastmaster Laksh. Toastmaster Tanish. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashma.
Yeah.
So,
Over
being
to
the
you.
third evaluator of this meeting and the evaluator of my target speaker, Toastmaster Laksh. His pathway is dynamic leadership, level 2, project 1. His title is same stage, different operating system. His objective of this speech is understanding leadership skills. I wish him all the best, and I'll share my report. I'll share my conference report while general evaluator calls you on the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tanish. Now it's my pleasure to invite our third speaker, Toastmaster Laksh, a sophomore studying economics who is in a constant journey of becoming a better person, communicator, and a leader. Through Toastmasters, he continues to challenge himself, learn, and growth with purpose. Please welcome Toastmaster Laksh to the stage.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Ashima.
Toastmaster, over to you.
So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and a very warm welcome to all our guests. This is Laksh Gidra, and since I have just completed my level 1, I think I have earned my right to make some observations. Not conclusions, not judgments, just small observations.
And one observation really stood out to me. So I found out that Toastmasters is a confluence where Gen Y, Gen X, and Gen Z voluntarily meet not because of any family pressure or WhatsApp forwards or office meetings, but all of us have come here to grow. Same meeting, same stage, same rules, but different generations. So I've come here to discuss how different life stages shape how we show up, not to decide who is better, but to just understand the difference between us. So let me begin by stating this clearly. All of us have come here for the same reason, to speak better, to build our confidence. But all of us have taken up in different methods. Imagine like we are all using the same app, which is Toastmasters, but on different operating system. And this brings me to my title, Same Goals, but Different Operating Systems. So let me begin with my own category, a Gen Z Toastmaster. So as a Gen Z Toastmaster, what is my biggest responsibility? Going to college. And to be honest, even that feels optional sometimes. We may oversleep, we miss classes, we are juggling assignments, internships, societies, and a mild identity crisis all at once. We are constantly thinking, am I doing it right? What should I do? Am I on the right path? Should I do this or that? So I thought, sorry. Yeah. And then Toastmaster comes up on my calendar and says, prepared speech this Saturday. Now here's the real struggle. As a Gen Z Toastmaster, we have our meetings are on Saturday mornings, right? Which means no Friday night parties for me. Now for a Gen Z Toastmaster, that's not a small sacrifice, but that's commitment. When my friends are out partying, I'm at home thinking, should I cut my speech by 30 seconds or just hope that Toastmaster Aman is kind today? Right. And now let's talk about a Gen Y or a Gen X Toastmaster. They are working professionals, they work every day, they get up early, they manage responsibilities, deadlines, family, all at once. They're not at home thinking, worrying about Friday night parties because let's be honest, they already had their friend when I was like 5 or 7 maybe. And they're not discovering their sins anymore. They are just on a path to become better on what they're doing. Right. Like for example, today I'm speaking here complaining about my assignments and complaining about missing my and just 5 to 10 minutes before we saw Toastmaster Sangeeta giving us a whole PPT on about medications. So that's the difference between Gen Y, Gen X, and a Gen Z Toastmaster. So yeah. Now talking about the personal life of a Toastmaster. Right. So a Gen Z Toastmaster's personal life is about exploration, making new friends, trying new things, new experiences. Our life feels open-ended, exciting, but also uncertain. Gen Y and Gen X Toastmasters' personal life is about balance and structure. Their life feels more structured. Their life is full of responsibilities, growth, and their life is more balanced but more demanding too. So we see that one group is looking for purpose, direction, and the other is just protecting what they have already built. And now talking about the motivation. So for a Gen Z Toastmaster, motivation comes from excitement. I see fun there, I'll go there. Right? It's about excitement, it's about trying out new things, new experiences, new opportunities as well. Right? And for a Gen Y Toastmaster, Gen X Toastmaster, motivation comes from purpose, from impact, growth over time, consistency, etc. So we have one group looking for momentum, and we have another group looking to sustain it. Now talking about the time pressure. Now, for a Gen Z Toastmaster, time pressure is because everything feels urgent. I have to grab that internship as well. I have to grab that assignment as well, that society as well. I want to get into that society. So everything feels urgent. We feel that life is moving too fast as of now, and we just try to catch it up. Now, for a Gen Y or Gen Alpha Toastmaster, time pressure is because they feel that they have too many responsibilities. When you will be done with your work, you will have your family. When you will be done with your family, you will be talking about long-term planning, long-term investment. So yeah, everything for them also everything moves too fast and they're just trying to balance it. Like we just talked about the work-life balance and the priorities. So yeah, so this is the real magic of Toastmasters. Gen Z brings energy and curiosity, while the other members bring clarity and depth. Us as young members learn confidence from our seniors, and seniors learn adaptability from us. So Toastmasters don't work because we are same, but it works because we all are different, and that's the real magic of Toastmasters. So whether you are a college student like me, skipping parties and skipping assignments, or a senior member who's skipping his rest or her rest, all of us are here to grow, all of us here to improve ourselves. So Toastmasters is the probably the only place where all of us have come here to step out of our comfort zone and to improve ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Laksh. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Laksh for giving us all a new perspective of, seeing the things. So, yeah, great. So now I would like to request timer to give us a 1 minute so that we all can share our valuable feedback in the group. And do let me know when 1 minute is over. Thank you so much, timer. So 1 minute is over. Now it's time to call upon a stage our fourth speaker. Before I call the fourth speaker, I would like to call the evaluator for the speech. May I request Toastmaster Shraddha, a data scientist who brings together a love of art, travel, and public speaking, to please share the objective of the speech. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Shraddha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashima. My target speaker is Toastmaster Deepak, and his pathway is engaging humor. Level 1, Project 3. Timer, please note the speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. The speech objective is to use vocal variety and body language during his speech. I wish you all the best for the confluence of ideas and body language. And back to you, Toastmaster Ashima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha, for sharing the objectives. Now it's my pleasure to call the fourth speaker, Toastmaster Deepak, a decisioning scientist with over 15 years of professional experience, a dedicated Toastmaster with two triple crowns, two completed pathways, and currently serving as the Vice President of Public Relations of the club. He has run two half marathons, and today his speech is Marathon of the Year. A lifelong learner who loves to read, learn, and help others grow. Please welcome Toastmaster Deepak to the stage. Toastmaster Deepak, Marathon of the Year. Marathon of the Year, Toastmaster Deepak, over to you.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you. Deepak, is this a real problem or a hypothetical one? The professor voice crackled through my laptop speakers, colder than a winter morning in the Himalayas. And I was presenting my revised PhD proposal for the second time. It felt like a confluence of bad luck and academic ego. It's a real problem, Professor. He didn't sigh. He didn't blink. He just looked at me. In 1928, when India was going through the independence struggle, there was a movement called Simon Go Back. My professor had updated his slogan for 2026. He wasn't saying Simon. He was like looking at me and screaming, Deepak, go back! Deepak, go back! I closed my laptop and asked, what am I doing wrong? Have you ever felt like that after a failure? Raise your hands. Few of you felt like that. And we are not alone. Even Hrithik Roshan asked in the movie Lakshya, मैं ऐसा क्यों हूँ? मैं ऐसा क्यों हूँ? Which means, why I am like that? Well, I don't have Hrithik's muscles. So I asked a different question. What am I doing wrong? Take my recent trip to Hyderabad, my college alumni meet. I was feeling cool. I met a senior lady and wanted to strike up a sophisticated conversation, a confluence of nostalgia and charm. Which batch? I asked, leaning it with a soft smile. 1986, she replied. Oh, wow! I exclaimed, excited. That's the year I was born. The air in the room turned to ice. She glared at me and whispered, and that is exactly why I don't come to this alumni meets. I feel ancient. I backed away, tripping over my feet. The sound of the professor saying, Deepak, go back, was echoing. Then there was my first table topics contest. I heard the topic. I looked at the audience. It was terrifying. Confluence of staring eyes and my own empty brain. Nothing. I didn't speak anything. My brain went on trip vacation to Mauritius. I didn't say a word. And I was only thinking if I will get some tomatoes on my face. But thankfully, nobody threw anything. Toastmasters are very kind people. But then, when I just turned around and walked away, the sound was echoing in my mind. Deepak, go back. Back. Whenever a child learns to walk, they fall. But they don't sit on the carpet and think, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm just not walking material. Does the child think like that? No, right? As adults, when we grow up, we step into new environments like Toastmasters, a PhD conversation like I did, a new city. We are all just children learning to walk. We fall, we look silly, we tell women in Hyderabad how old are they. But I realized something. What I'm doing wrong is a scientist question, but it's only the half of the experiment. As the quote goes, all children are not scientists, but all scientists are just big children. When you feel like the world is yelling, go back, don't just ask what's wrong. Ask, What am I learning right now? Because here is the truth. I have decided that this confluence of failures is actually a confluence of lessons. When the world says, Deepak, go back, I reflect. I improve. I decided that Deepak will not go back, but Deepak will learn. Deepak will improve, and Deepak will come back stronger, better, and smarter. We are all scientists in the lab of life. Our failures are just data points. So I will leave you with this thought and this question. What will you do when the world asks you to go back? Will you stay down, or will you treat the moment as a confluence of opportunity and show them that you have just started? Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Deepak for such an inspiring speech? Okay, so I would request Timer to give us a minute to write a valuable feedback for him in the group, and do let me know when 1 minute is over.
My speech title was Deepak Go Back. Ashima, you confused.
Sorry, sorry.
No problem.
Thanks, all.
Thank you so much, Timer. So yeah, I just love the energy of the room. Now I would like to call the fifth speaker of the day. Before I call her on the stage, I would like to call the evaluator for her, that is Toastmaster Sunny, to read out the speech objectives of the speech. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Sunny.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, I am the evaluator for Toastmaster Risal's speech today, and her speech is in accordance with Project 2, Level 2 of Presentation Mastery. So, her speech title is quite unique. When Madagascar left a piece of itself near me. Believe me, when I read it last night, I was genuinely excited to listen to what this speech is all about. So, her speech objective is effective body language. So, given the online medium of speech, I'll be looking out for facial expressions, hand gestures, and overall composure throughout this speech. So, best wishes to Toastmaster Rishal for his speech today. So, over to Toastmaster Raj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunny, for sharing the speech objectives. Now it's my pleasure to invite our fifth speaker. Our next speaker, Rishal, Toastmaster Rishal, a researcher in climate adaptation, working at the intersection of knowledge, action, and impact. Through her work, she explores how thoughtful decisions today can shape our more resilient tomorrow. Please welcome Toastmaster Rishal on the stage. Toastmaster Rishal, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashima. Who wants to go to Madagascar without a visa? And if you're wondering how, I will tell you a story and then you'll find out. My ecology professor always had a peculiar teaching style, often employing unusual techniques and reference elements, sometimes a book, a story, or an image. They primarily served two purposes: prevented students from slipping into slumber during lectures, and have ecology concepts etched into their memory for life. In one such ecology class, my professor, Professor Shudipto Chatterjee, he was teaching evolutionary geology using excerpts from a book called Indica, A Deep Natural History of the Indian Subcontinent by Pranay Lal. He explained how the Indian landmass drifted from the supercontinent Gondwana and how Madagascar and India eventually parted ways. If you're wondering, I'll give you a quick context. So, the countries and the continents that we have currently today always never existed like that. Previously, they used to be, according to evolutionary geology, they used to be a single supercontinent Pangaea and then Gondwana. And then, over millions of years, because of plate tectonics and continental drift, they drifted away and they formed the continents that we currently have today. And the present day Madagascar and present day India together were part of this supercontinent Gondwana. And then they broke up and they split over the years. And this breakup is attributed to a huge volcanic event. And that volcanic event is called Marionic volcanic event. And that happened 87 million years ago. And my professor, he was showing an image on the screen of an island. It was very beautiful. And he said, but do you know, some remnants of that volcanic event, some pieces of Madagascar, still lie somewhere in the west coast of India. And I was wondering, wow, that is cool, interesting. And he said that lies somewhere in Malpe, a town in Udupi district, Karnataka. Wait, that instantly rang a bell, pushing me to read up further. Was it the same thing that I was thinking? To my surprise, it turned out to be St. Mary's Islands, the very islands my father had often spoken about while recounting his college stories for years. He had suggested every year that I visit there at least once, but I thought it was some boring place that is not interesting at all and not of importance, and I never paid heed until after that ecology class. When I read about it, the St. Mary's Islands are a cluster of 4 to 6 islands. They are made up of hexagonal columns, and that is because of the cooling of this solidific rhyolitic lava, making it one of the rarest geologic formations in India. The width and the height of the columns actually correspond to the lava's cooling. So, slower the cooling, taller are the columns. Don't worry, I'll show you the images at the end of my speech. Now, I was determined to explore the island during my next visit to the ancestral hometown, Udupi. This island is a place of such geologic importance, and it has been lying away from my backyard all of these years, and I just overlooked it. And it took me a master's course in Delhi to finally visit there. It's a full circle moment. A ticketed ferry plies every hour until sunset, taking tourists from the Malpe beach to the island and gives them about 30 minutes to explore this island. And that 15-minute ferry ride amidst the ocean, wow, it was a visual treat in itself. And as I drew closer to the island, I felt like Dora the Explorer sailing towards the treasure island. The sight was breathtaking. It was a pure geologic marvel. And the floor beneath, it was a kaleidoscopic mosaic of calcareous exoskeletons of the mollusks. To people wondering what is exoskeletons of mollusks, it's just the fancy zoological term for shells that easily looked millions of years old. And as we wandered around, guess what? We spotted some more unexpected treasures hidden between the columns. And what were they made up of? Not surprising, plastic. Water bottles, diapers, leftovers from some supposed picnic meal, pickle bottles, chips packet. I certainly hadn't come to see this. But isn't it interesting and amusing to realize that all of this had accumulated despite visitors being allowed just for 30 minutes on the island? Perhaps there's something thrilling and exciting about eating in the middle of the sea, but clearly taking the leftovers back is not very thrilling. And I even saw some people selling plastic water bottles at the island entrance, which simply incentivizes littering. And overconvenience, as we know, is detrimental, especially in the islands, as they are ecologically sensitive and fragile ecosystems to begin with. So I returned quite disturbed and unsettled. All I could do was raise the concerns with the officials at the ticketing counter. tourists should be discouraged from carrying food and disposables to the island. And because waste management on the islands is logistically challenging, and any of this mismanaged trash actually has a higher risk of being ending up in the oceans. So, but although this area has strictly prohibited, plastic usage, there is sometimes this mismanagement, and it also comes under the coastal regulation zone as well. But if you happen to be in Udupi or around coastal Karnataka or Mangaluru, I'd recommend you stop by this remnant piece of prehistoric Madagascar and visit Madagascar without a visa. And but one thing to make sure is to travel responsibly, as if we whenever we are traveling to any place, we have to be responsible tourists who preserve the natural environment and also the cultural heritage of any place we visit, and leave behind nothing except for good memories. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Ashima.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishal, for such a amazing speech, sharing your perspective, guiding us through a journey of how we can travel there. Thank you so much. And yes, we will definitely take care of the things you have covered. So
Do I have 1 minute to share the images of the place, or is
yeah,
it time up?
You have 30 seconds.
okay.
So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, so this is the island, and as you can see, these columns over here, they look like perfect architecture, but it's a work of nature. And these columns are simply just physics and chemistry and cooling of the lava. So these are columns, and this is the mosaic. These are the shells that I mentioned, like the mosaic and the carpet of shells. And this is the ferry that actually carries the tourists to the island and then back to the Malpe beach. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks, Rishal, for sharing images as well. Yeah. Okay, so timer, I request you to give 1 minute for us to share a valuable feedback for her, and to let me know when 1 minute is over. Thank you, timer. So now 1 minute is over. So it's the time to call our fifth and a final speaker of the day. I would like to request the evaluator, Toastmaster Sukhwinder, to come on the stage and share the speech objectives of Toastmaster and Anmol. Toastmaster Sukhwinder, over to you. Can... Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Supendra. I'm going to be the speech evaluator for Anmol. And I think Ashmaji, Anmol wants to have some, he want to connect, he want to check his laptop, or we want to connect his laptop. So he just need one quick moment.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
All right. Do you want to come here?
I'll do it before my speech starts.
Okay. All right. So, oh, got locked. All right, so his speech title is Equilibrium, and pathways is Dynamic Leadership, level 3 elective, right? And my job is to observe his speech for the voice modulation, pace, pauses, and body language, gestures, eye contact, etc. So over to you, Ashmaji.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Supinder. Now it's my pleasure to invite our sixth and final speaker. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Anmol, a recent graduate in software engineering with a strong interest in technology, music, and problem solving. Through Toastmasters, he continues to sharpen his thinking, his expressions, and his confidence. Please welcome Toastmaster Anmol. Toastmaster Anmol. Toastmaster Anmol, Equilibrium. Equilibrium, Toastmaster Anmol, over to you.
Hello everyone, I'll just take a minute to set up my laptop.
Okay.
Yep, yeah. Quick audio check. Can you guys hear me fine enough?
Yeah, you are audible. Are you ready, Toastmaster Anmol?
Just a sec.
Are you ready, Toastmaster Anmol?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Toastmaster Anmol, Equilibrium, Toastmaster Anmol, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. I got this opportunity to speak today, just yesterday itself, and I didn't had anything quite planned. So I went through the Toastmasters dashboard, and in that, my next project was to use a presentation software to give a speech. So I'll try my best and do that. Do you guys sometimes feel that life is a bit too extreme? Yeah. It was a lifelong dream of mine to visit Los Angeles. And as I was just scrambling some topics for giving a speech today, I thought of giving you guys sort of a highlight of what my 2025 was. 2025 was the year which was a bit too extreme for me on both ends. But amongst the few things, the good things that happened was I got a golden ticket to visit Los Angeles. And I was so damn happy about it. It was 4th of October, and we all landed at LAX. Me, some of my friends, and my family. And for a minute, I was just completely silent. It was like a confluence of positivity and radiance that had just come up in front of me. As the first part of our trip, we had to actually get our rental car from the rental car office, of course. So we went there, and this time I was an adult, and all thanks to my mom, I had my IDP, International Driver's Permit. The guy was at the counter, so he asked me, "License, please." I proudly give him my IDP. And the guy says, "No, no, 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 your license." I said, this is a license plate. No, 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 this plastic card. I said, what? And my uncle in the back, he asked me, Anmol, you're not carrying your DL with you? I said, okay, wait a minute. I pulled up my phone. I showed him my license on it. He plastic card. And boy, oh boy, was I so